invited a few friends to join us swapping guns for rods on a seawater fishing trip. We're heading out from Eastbourne's Sovereign Harbour with deep blue charters. We've chosen this particular vessel with Steve the skipper because this is the boat responsible for landing a record-breaking cod, the largest ever specimen caught by rod in the English Channel. Novice Chris Proctor battled for half an hour to reel in the 43-pound 9-ounce Fishzilla. We are of course expecting great things, but just in case, Steve suggests we bring along some experience as well as beauty. Father and son team Adrian and Tim Colliver are on call to ensure a decent haul and to tell us all about their rotten bottoms.
What I'm doing here is I'm just setting up the rig for what we call gilling. So we drift over the wreck, we lower the tackle down, this is a shad, and then we retrieve it by winding in, and hopefully the fish will come up and grab it.
It's got a lot of weight on it. You wanted to go deep?
No, that is a weighted lure.
So it's got lead
works,
inside it?
Yeah, it has indeed. And that trace is probably 4 or 5 feet. I mean, it's connected to a boom and a weight. The weight is attached to the boom, has a rotten bottom in case it catches in the wreck.
A rotten bottom?
Yeah, so if it catches in the wreck, the line will break and hopefully we'll retrieve the tackle.
And gilling?
Gilling is what I said, it's lowering the lure to the seabed over the wreck and retrieving it, and hopefully the fish, bass, cod, pollock, will take the lure, put a bend in the rod, and there we go.
Bend in the rod, that's what we want.
Yeah.
The lure is all important. Jelly worms and rhubarb and custard are apparently irresistible to cod and pollock.
The pollock particularly like jelly worms.
Pollock do.
Yeah.
So it's got to have something that's got a bit of movement.
Yeah,
That's the action that. Yeah. That's a rhubarb and custard.
That's a rhubarb and custard, and they're very, very good. They are. They work extremely well. Catch a lot of fish these days.
Yeah. The weather is fantastic, which is a good job as we've got more than an hour to get to the shipwrecks of plenty. There has been plenty of talk about seasickness too. Sporting shooter editor Dom Holtam vowed never to go sea fishing again after a stag do up north, where he was told that beer and water don't mix, boy. Sporting Rifles Tim Pilbeam recommends plenty of eating throughout the day. As for my old friend Keith Curtis, it's a bit of a busman's holiday as he runs Brick Farm Lakes, a trout fishery in East Sussex. Incredibly, however, Keith has never, ever caught a fish. With nausea at bay, we are out at sea when we reach our first wreck of the day. The white Loch Ness Monster-style arc on the left of the hump is our fish. We're told to drop our line until we hit the bottom, then reel in 20 turns. We hope our sidewinder lures will prove a tempting snack for cod and pollock. Tim is the first to get a nibble, rhubarb and custard proving too tempting for this little pollock. Next in is Dom with another pollock. As much as we appreciate Adrian and Tim's efforts, no one else is getting a chance with rhubarb and custard, which keeps delivering the fish for Colliver Jr. Just the size cod that Dad Adrian likes to eat and kiss. Now here's a moment to share. Fish farmer Keith catches his first ever fish in his mid-40s, a lovely looking cod. He's dedicating it to his wife.
Sophie, this is for you.
There's no stopping the man. He's struck again, but it's a pouting, described by the more experienced anglers on board as the turkey twizzler of the ocean. So he puts it back to save our taste buds. The weather might be bright, but the wind and tide are coming from different directions. This part of the film does not contain flash photography, but a wobbly horizon as we chat with skipper, ex-British team clay shot Steve Bradshaw. You are known to the world as a shooter originally.
Yes.
And you're in the middle of the sea. How does that work?
I'm not sure really how it happened. I've always been involved in fishing and shooting, so mainly from small boats myself and fishing on weekends, and sort of progressed from there really.
And this boat you're out most of the year?
Yeah, every day.
It's quite a commitment.
Most mornings it can be,
and a cash commitment as well. It's an expensive piece of kit, isn't it?
You're looking, I mean, most charter boats now, new charter boats, for a sort of 40-foot decent boat, you're looking in excess of £150,000, so quite a big investment for a start, yeah.
And you're really going for it as one of the top boats in the country. I mean,
Yeah,
we're out an awfully long way here, aren't we?
we're a long way off home, yeah.
Halfway to France.
Yeah, well, we're closer to France.
We are close to
Yeah,
France at the moment,
yeah.
are we? Yes. So, I mean, most boats don't go this far offshore.
Some of the top boats will, yeah. Most, I wouldn't say most of the top boats, but a lot of the top boats will certainly, put the mileage in to get customers fish.
And what has this yielded? What sort of records have you pulled out?
I currently hold one of the largest UK cod in the English Channel from this year, being a 43-pound fish.
Is that the one that was in all the papers?
Yes, yeah. And I've had a good season, a good start to the season with lots of double figures in well into £30, lots of fish around 30. One previous start at 36. A lot of good fish.
And is this about getting people who never fished before into fishing?
For sure. Yeah, definitely. It's one of the sports that you just never know what's going to happen. Shooting, pretty much, in a field of shooters, your top 10 shooters will always come out at the top all the time, but with fishing, you just never know what's going to happen.
While we've been chatting, Dom's been catching. He's got a cod, which means he's stopped thinking about being sick.
On a day like this, when it's sunny and it's warm and it's not too rough, but I've had some bad experiences. I won't lie to you, David. It can be pretty unpleasant, and I'm pretty fearful that I may vomit before the end of the day.
The other members of the party are faring better, even though not all are having the same success as Dom.
I'm just hoping for that lure just to come up, but nothing's happening at the moment.
So what's fun about it then?
I think actually is the seeing the fish come out from previously. It's absolutely fascinating. Look at them, and I think it's the whole concept of just dangling this thing down there, and these fish just grabbing. I think it's brilliant. It really is good. So I'd rather hope I can catch a fish in a minute. That's all.
You own a trout fishery, Keith, and today you have just caught your first fish.
That's right.
How does that work?
I have never had time to go fishing before.
Is it a very high-powered, high-intensity job running a trout fishery?
It's a busy time. Yeah, it's a busy place to run. Well, I have to give all my attentions to the fishermen.
Tim is now on fire, 3 fish in quick succession, and Dad is starting to feel the pressure.
Caught by my boy again. My Adrian and Jonah.
I think it's 6 or 7-0, Dad, isn't it?
Yeah, what a bloody fight.
We move to another couple of wrecks and get some attention from the gulls and a low-flying gannet as Adrian guts his, or should I say Tim's, catch. We're making our way back to base and have one last spot to try. Adrian is drinking at the Last Chance Saloon, but manages to save face with a codling.
After many hours of blanking. Shut it. Shut it, you tart.
There you go.
That's my teeth tonight.
Once we're back inside Outer Harbour, a match debrief with our experts. Tim, you had a pretty good day.
Yeah, not bad. Half a dozen or so.
You couldn't go wrong. I mean, every time it hit the water.
One of those things, just trying to ring the changes a little bit with the lures. Mixture of, I think it was a couple of pollock, the rest were cod.
Yeah,
I think bit of a mixture.
You used different lures.
Yeah,
and,
started off with the
shad.
Started off with the rhubarb and custard. Had the first 3 or so on that.
Probably lost it.
Yeah, the
the
fish.
He's not bitter, you know.
No.
You can tell he's not bitter.
Well, the fish came quite early. I think how many wrecks? 3 wrecks we fished today.
Yeah.
First wreck produced the majority of the fish quite early on. I don't know if they got spooked a little bit after we'd been on there for a while. Tried a couple of other wrecks, and you pulled one out the bag very last.
Yeah, last knockings.
Last knockings,
At least
yeah.
it didn't blank completely.
Are you just glad you've taught him so well?
Well, I think so. Speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Like that. And there's a contour on the head here. Just keep the knife in, just
As we'll all be having a fish supper tonight, Steve gives us a quick demo of fish filleting so we don't make a hash of it later. It really has been a great day. Fish were caught and no one was ill. Dom is probably more relieved than most that we're back at the jetty.
I did enjoy myself. Yeah, I was miserable and rather queasy for a lot of the trip, but yeah, it is great fun. I do love fishing, and I think, you know, for a group of mates to come and pay 40-50 quid a head and have a day out together catching fish and being able to take home you catch at the end of the day for a barbecue or whatever, I think it's a great way to have a day out doing something different. You know, and there are fishing opportunities all around the UK, different species, different areas. So yeah, it's a good thing to do. Support your local fishermen.